I'm putting this fence up, so I figured it'd be a good time to start a little unboxing video on this Bauer 20-volt Hypermax lithium-ion stapler. 60 staples per minute, don't really care about that. We got this fence to unload some staples on. Wraps all the way around, so we're gonna see what we can do with this. Figure we might as well maybe declutter some of this for a moment. Leave the stage up here for the stapler. I just have some things set up. We can get a little unboxing. So, overall, first impressions are gonna be, there's a doggy door on it. Pretty cool. Didn't really need that. It's gonna take these. If you already have this lineup, it's cool. I always preface, there's not much wrong with these Bauer tools. I've come from the Milwaukee line, the 18. And I gotta admit, I've had like 9 of these batteries. Only one got funky, and I think I just poorly managed it. There's a lot of good stuff about these batteries. There's a lot of good stuff about a lot of these tools. They're simple, they're easy, they're super cheap, especially if you already contain the battery platform. But the main thing to worry about or be concerned about is, it seems like Harbor Freight switches up their lineup like, what, every 7 to 10 years or so? Like, they already got the Hercules stuff out now. So if you're gonna do this and you're gonna commit to like multiple tools, or you just need one, I wouldn't do that. I would try to keep it uniform. The Hercules stuff is good, unless you like red, but I think your Hercules stuff is a little bit better. I already started collecting the stuff, then they dropped the Hercules shit. So I'm out on that. I don't really care too much. It is what it is. I don't do anything crazy. I'm not using this stuff, you know, I'm not going through 10 batteries a day, maybe 2 or 3, depending on what I'm doing on the farm or in the forest or whatever, or at work, or for little odd jobs like this. Don't mind the straw on the lawn. That was all dug up and, you know, tracked over with a mini, and that's just for tactification purposes, to keep that nice and moist. The Hercules stuff is probably going to take over Bauer. The way to combat that is have a bunch of batteries and cycle through them. This is the only thing I would be strict about, is to cycle through the batteries and maintain the batteries well, because if these last long, this stuff's definitely going to last. The tools are cheap, and once they go out of the product line, you can't get them. But the craziest part is these batteries are super expensive, and these are normally your gas tank, if you will. They're the wheels to the car, not necessarily the motor. The motor's in there, it's brushless. I think this is brushless. This might not be brushless. It's also not like a spinny motor. It's a drill, so it's more of a piston action, I think. But regardless, let's get this popped open. I think we've got, yeah, we're gonna have to do some surgery real quick. Don't mind that. Pretty cold out. Normally $99. Not a one-handed job for sure. It's all good. Pop this open. So in the box, you have, oh, it came with staples. It came with staples. Okay. Let's see if we can get this out like this. It's in there pretty good. Okay. No, it's not. Look at that. Here we are. On the back, you're looking at switchable trigger, toolless adjustable. That's the unboxing. The thing I also want to remark about the prevent jams, load 18 gauge 5/8 only, empty magazine before loading, staples a different length. Okay, clean mag after every use. That's smart. A lot of people don't do that. I don't really need that. Might actually that actually might be convenient, so we're just gonna snip this if we can get it. Oh, where'd that go? We're gonna use this on this fence. We're gonna get these things lined up pin level, replumb, and it just rained and this stuff's been compacted, but we're gonna have to plumb some of this stuff level, so it is what it is. Only one of these, I had to, it's that one over there, I had to use concrete as a base. I'm just to plant that in there. Tree roots, I'm afraid of that tree flopping right on the casa. So that said, here it is. Don't really need that, and we can get moving. This magazine should, yep, just slide out just like that. Now where, oh where he's gonna go. Let's see, pop it, dude. I am tearing stuff up today. It's embarrassing. All right, so we have these, probably the same. These are galvanized. So to pop this open, you have a latch right here. Pull that, you're gonna flip this. They're gonna go right in, I want to say, here, this way. Considering that is the business end of this vehicle. And bam, 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 bam. That, the trigger feels pretty good. The grip, it's just typical, exactly what you would expect from Bauer. I like these grips. They fit my hands pretty well. I'm like a large to XL size hand, but don't want to get too picky. You got your little belt hook right there too, and this looks like it might come off if I persuade it. Now that is gonna need some goof off or alcohol or something. Gotta be honest, I'm kind of glad I have this fence to do, because I was just gonna do a nice little vanilla unboxing for y'all. Do a little sample size first. Doesn't hurt to get another one. Oh yeah, doesn't go in all the way, but let's see if we can drive her a little bit harder maybe. Yeah, you just gotta press hard. You can't really. Let's see what happens if we just hold the trigger. Single shot. Cool. I like that. You also have your guide up here where you can drive it deeper or a little bit narrower, give it a bit of a gap if you want. We had it set to be flush and indented, so pretty good. Big fan. Let you know how this works after I do about, I don't know what, 28 pulls, probably 10 staples per 300 staples or so. I am no professional fencer, so you guys are gonna see my shoddy work. I'm more of just trying to make it work. I'm gonna nail some of those in, but this also has right here the switch for contact discharge or single sequential discharge, so pretty solid. I like it. I think if I was nailing something a little bit more less stable, or more stable I should say, that is really the only wonky nail we had, but I think it's because I ended up driving right into the fence wire right there, so it studded out. But as far as this stuff goes, there's a lot of tension against it, but then you have these staples. Every now and then if I hit that, that's operator error. But fence is looking good so far. I would say for the price, I mean, this is $100, right? But I got it for free because I bought a battery. Went into that whole detail anyway. If you want to say, well, you still had to pay money, I get that. There's like a $40 stapler that I don't think would have held up to this job, but pretty solid. This is just a fence for the dog. So when we let them out, pop a gate right here, pop a gate right there. If you want more videos like this, we're gonna unbox the rest of this stuff. Just subscribe. An update for y'all with this thing. We switched over to the 1-inch staples, not the staples that it came with. I think they were 1 1/4 maybe. These are galvanized narrow crown staples, or 1/4-inch crown width, which that's what we had before, but 1 inch long. These puppies, the Fast and Strong brand, this is from Harbor Freight too, they're in the same aisle. These things are solid. I mean, you can see how clean this is now, getting that in versus what you saw earlier. I don't necessarily think this is an operator thing. I think it's not operator error over there, because you know these aren't super tight in the ground. These are 8-foot posts, and they run down what, 3 feet. Some of them have concrete. They are backfilled and compacted with proper compaction, not perfectly proper compaction, but good compaction, and it's running pretty good. We got all the way from over there. This is looking good. We got to finish that wall up there too, and then we have the stone that needs to be moved around and pulled around here just to kind of get to this edge. But aside from that, it's going pretty good. This is pretty clean now. Just stretching everything out and making everything level as it needs to be, and this pitches down. That's why this is angled down right here. But this thing's nice. I mean, I have it on its continuous pump. This thing is nice. I have it on its continuous pump, and it's pretty solid the way it's going on. I'm doing this left-handed, so not as easy right now, but it's sniping them. It's doing a good job. This thing's pretty good. I would imagine if you wanted to give this thing a little bit more balls because say if I was stapling something into a solid 6x6 that was laying on the ground, I'm gonna have a lot less or a lot more resistance. There's not gonna be as much flex or kickback in there, so it's gonna be able to punch in there a lot harder. I think the best thing you could do if you wanted a little more balls to get something that's like 1 1/4 inch, 1 1/2 inch, or whatever the max on this is, we talked about it earlier. You could pull this tank out right here, and you could increase the PSI, you could refill it or whatever, but I'm not gonna do that. This is good enough for what we're doing. Just gonna finish this length and we'll be done this. I'll actually show you what we are doing next. Also, before I do that, check this out. We got this little snap-on pry bar. Been using this thing for a long time. I think it's good to invest in the great quality stuff, the high brand name stuff, if it's something to use constantly, all the time, all the day. I find myself using this, getting some persuasion of leverage quite often. Full tang, got a strike bar right on the end. I use that thing a lot. This little guy right here, just got this, but I've been using that a lot since her entry into my life, but pretty good. And this table is normally empty, but we've got this guy, heat gun, and that's all. So catch you in the next video. Gonna give these Bauer tools a shot, see what we think. I've been liking them a lot so far, man. It's really nothing but good things. Aside from this one, she died on me. I was trying to cut some shoring channel and it bit the dust. So let's see what happens. Well, this didn't die. That's all that matters for now for this video. Give a video a thumbs up if you want. Don't die.